Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 69, 70, 71 2 Carryover League draft prep. We are in the final division in the 1972 box, the National League West. And let's get going here, starting with the Astros. The Astros, we're going to renew Jose Cruz in one of these years. I think it's 71. They lose Pete O'Brien, Larry Parrish, Darrell Porter, Rafael Ramirez, Dennis Rasmussen, Joe Sambito, Julio Solano. Marty Martinez is not in the league. Jim Wynn, the toy cannon, he should be here. And he'll be flipped over. Larry Durker. First thing we did was we flip over guys in the 72 box who are already in the league. Daniel Master, no, because he had a bad year. It's not here. Joe Niekro also had a bad year. Dooley Womack, no. Cedeno should be here somewhere. Where's old Cedeno at? Okay. Metzger. There's Cedeno, sorry. Cedeno, Mankey, and Morgan. So momentarily that trade has been postponed, the big Cincinnati-Houston trade. They got Joe Morgan to the Reds. Not that it's postponed, but you got to remember we're playing the 69, 70, 71, 72 league. And for three of those years, Joe Morgan is playing for the Astros. So that's why we're not going to make that trade quite yet. Bob Watson, Doug Radar. Doug Rader. Ken Forsch. And Tommy Helms. Oh, Tommy Helms is still on Cincinnati at this point. I got to move him. Doug Rader and Ken Forsch. Ken Forsch, flip him over. Okay. All right, so Houston, John Edwards. We know he catches for this team during this era. This might be the best of the hitting portion. 268. He puts above 250 for the first time. Larry Howard, I think he is not available. He's on Arizona, so we got to pull him out. Lee May, again, I've got to pull him out. He's still on the Reds. Bob Fenwick's available, not very good. Roger Metzger, he's a 2 at short. Shucks, I was thinking he might be a 1. They can go for defense, but he is a 2. Oh well. Joe Cruz, this one's not as good as the 71 Cruz, so no. Jimmy Stewart, we've seen this card better. Dave Roberts, we've seen this card better. Jerry Royce. It's time for him to get back in the league. This could be the year. Well, it's 4.17 ERA. I don't know. Tom Griffin. He's okay. 326. Jimmy York's not okay. Mike Cosgrove, nameless. Culver. He's a decent long man. Well, nothing really jumps off the page there, does it? So I don't think Houston's going to find the guys they need to get past the Dodgers and Giants out west. So let's move to the Dodgers now and find out all the movement that's going to happen with this team. The Dodgers, my goodness, 4 of their players they're going to renew or trade. And that would be Bill Buckner and Bill Russell will be renewed. But Dusty Baker will be traded to the Braves, probably in a proxy deal involving multiple teams. And Bert Hooton will be moved to the Cubs in a multi-team trade as well. They lost Kirk Gibson, Scioscia, Earl Hershiser, and Raleigh. All right, so the Dodgers from 69, Pagliarone's done, Bob Taylor's done. Maury Wills, they didn't print his card, he was really bad. Bill Singer, he should be here. Let's see if Singer is here. Maybe he's not. Maybe Singer's still in the... Oh, there's Singer. There's Bill Singer. Osteen and Brewer. There's Osteen. Jim Brewer. Where is he at? There's Brewer. Grabarkowitz is not here. Wes Parker and Sizemore. Wes Parker should be here. Yeah, Wes Parker, Sizemore. Mickelson will be here. Pete Mickelson, there he is. The 71 guys would be Willie Davis and Joe Moeller. So Willie Davis, oh, Grabarkowitz was there. Sorry about that, misspoke. Grabarkowitz. And Willie Davis and Joe Moeller. There's Willie Davis. I think Joe Moeller is in the bullpen. Let's get double check that one. Mike Strahler, Mo Drabowski. No, he's not. All right, so Bert Hooton is still their property for the moment, though he will be dealt to the Cubs. Dick Dietz is still property of the Giants. We have to move him to the Giants. Steve Garvey, not quite there yet. He's okay. He'll get better. Steve Yeager's good. Need a catcher. Replace Sizemore. Lee Lacy's okay at second base. A nameless Ronce. And this is the Bill Russell card. He finally hits well, 272. He hadn't hit very well up to this point. He's still an outstanding outfielder and a 4 at short. That's a tough gamble here. What do you want to do? I mean, a 4 at short all year, but you're just gonna have to live with him being a 4 at short for a short bit of time, I guess. And here's Buckner. He's also going to be a 4 in the outfield, which is a shame, but he's 319. We talked about how the Dodgers need sticks. So. Willie Crawford, nameless Paciorek. Sutton is currently the property of the Brewers. We'll pull him out for the moment until the trade is made. Tommy John is currently the property of the White Sox. Mike Strahler, Mo Drabowski. Well, this is all pretty anticlimactic because they already know what they're going to do. They're going to protect Russell and Lacy and trade, not Russell and Lacy, Russell and Buckner. We're going to take Russell and Buckner and let trade Hooton. So that's it for the Dodgers. Next we go to the Padres. They're trying to get their thing going. They're trying to just be competitive. We're not at the Randy Jones era quite yet. Can you imagine where the Padres would have been in that decade without Randy Jones, pitching every 3 days or 4 days, whatever it was? All right, so the Padres, to make matters worse, they lose those 84 World Series guys: Tony Gwynn, Terry Kennedy, McReynolds, Nieto, Templeton, Washington, Dave Dravecky, and Craig Def Lefferts. From the 69 box, we have Nate Colbert. Al Ferrara's not here. Bunny's not here. Clay Kirby might be, though. There's Clay Kirby. Dick Kelly's not here. Frank Rieberger is. Holly Brown. Clarence Gaston. Or Cito, depending. Easy Ed Spezio. Tom Dukes. And Dave Campbell or elsewhere. I believe, right? Yeah. Dave Campbell and Bob Miller. Well, there's Bob Miller. Alright, so these are your Padre options. And we start with a good one. Leron Lee. This is definitely his best year. Lefty who can hit lefties well. Excellent. Excellent player. You just got to find a spot in a crowded DH. Well, you lose McReynolds, who's a center fielder. You can put Gaston in the center field and put this guy in left field. Actually need more infielders, though. Pat Corrales is elsewhere in the league. Fred Kendall, he might be on Cleveland. Let me just double check that. Oh no, Freddie Kendall's available. He goes to Cleveland later, so he's available. Do you have a catcher? No, you lost Nieto and Kennedy. You need 2 catchers. So Chris Cannizzaro could be one of the other years. Here's Fred Kendall. Dave Roberts is okay, the infielder. Let me just double check he's not already in the league. Yeah, he is okay to take. Dave Hilton, nameless card. Gary Jestat's with the Cubs. Daryl Thomas is available. a utility player extraordinaire, but not a very good hitter. Larry Stahl, not very good. Jerry Morales, not very good. Nameless Johnny Grubb. Fred Norman, well, this is advantageous. If you can't beat him, pitch to him. I mean, if you're going to lose repeatedly to the Dodgers and Giants, at least throw some good starting pitching at them, is what I would say. And Fred Norman's not too bad. 3.44 ERA on the rotation with the Padres. The Reds will be looking at him going, hey, Fred, why don't you get out of San Diego and come to Cincinnati? So that'd be a good pick for the Padres. Steve Arlen's pretty good. 360, a 21-game loser. Ouch. But Arlen, yeah, he is not available. Mike Caldwell, he will pitch for the Giants as well. Mike Corkins, we've seen his card a few times. Gary Ross, that's a pretty good reliever. We need a lefty reliever, though. Mickey Scott, not very good. Al Severinson. Well, it's kind of underwhelming. But we do have LaRon Lee, and we do have Freddie Norman. So I could definitely say there are two really good players going to the Padres. The rest of it, just kick. They can just keep kicking the can down the road. Is the expression for them. All right, the final team is going to be the Giants, who lost to the Reds. The Giants are in a really tight spot here because they lost to the Reds in the NLCS. And to make matters worse, the Dodgers are getting better in their own division. And the Pirates and the Reds are both probably going to be better than the Giants moving forward, as the Giants are getting older. They're an older team. They're sort of like the Twins. They're getting to be an older team, and their window is starting to close a bit. So they need to also, go for the ring now. They lose Jack Clark, Tim Flannery, Terry Pendleton, Jeff Zahn, Storm Davis, Greg Minton, Al Holland, and Larry Anderson. All right, so from 69, you got Bobby Bonds, Ron Hunt, Hal Lanier, Willie McCovey, Juan Marichal, and Gaylord Perry. That's 6 for 6. Gaylord Perry, they're already dangling him to Cleveland for Sam McDowell. That trade will ultimately work out for the Indians, not for the Giants, but for the short term, it might help the Giants. All right, Dick Dietz from 70, Jim Ray Hart from 70, Ken Henderson, Willie Mays. There's Ken Henderson, Willie Mays. This is almost going to be 12 for 12. 71, Fran Healy and Steve Hamilton. There's Fran Healy. And I think Steve Hamilton is in this bullpen. There he is. It's a nameless card. Well, 12 for 12, which means there's only... All right, Ed Goodson. He's got some stick versus righties. Don't have a position for him, though, because you got McCovey at first, and your DH is... well, he's limited to being a DH at that point. 280. All right, a catcher. You don't need a catcher. You have Dick Dietz and Fran Healy, so you don't need Dave Rader, though he's pretty good. Tito Fuentes. You lose Tim Flannery. And, I could see them taking Fuentes. And there's a couple Tito Fuentes cards. You can move Ron Hunt to third and have him at second, or you can have Tito Fuentes in one of his earlier years when he could play third, be the third baseman. Chris Spire. I think this is an all-star card, too. That's got to be your guy, I think. When you consider this position, shortstop in the National League was not really good at this time. So that's where you can gain an advantage on your opponents, is having a stick at shortstop where everybody else doesn't have a stick. So for an aging team, this would be a good move. An everyday player who brings a stick to replace Flannery. That's the move to make there. Damaso Blanco, Jim Howarth. Look at this, Gary Maddox, a very young Gary Maddox. But see, you understand why he ends up with the Phillies is because they have all these outfielders in their system. They still have Bonds and Henderson. They still have Willie Mays. They haven't moved to the Mets yet. So Gary Maddox is good, just no spot for him. Now we have a lefty starter, Bryant. We lose Jeff Zahn, so Bryant could be the replacement. That's pretty good. So Bryant and Spire already look good. Steve Stone, starter 8, could replace Storm Davis. He's good. Jim Barr. So the Giants, you know, they have the moves to make. Good for them. They have really good, solid players. Sam McDowell. Now we talked about this trade. I got to put him back to Cleveland. So by 72, this is interesting. By 72, McDowell's not going to be very good. But if they make the trade in the Carryover League, the 69 Sam McDowell and the 69 Gaylord Perry cards are in the league. So those cards would be flipped, and the Giants would get one really good year out of Sam McDowell, and they might even be able to renew Sam McDowell in 70 or 71 instead of this one. Or maybe he comes back and has a better year in 73. In any event, he's currently property at the Cleveland Indians, so I got to move him out. Don McMahon, an effective reliever. So I like the options the Giants have. They got to be really clever with this, and they can. They can really tighten up and push the Reds, Pirates, and Dodgers in this, and the Mets, really, for the National League. Randy Moffett. No, he's not quite ready yet. Well, that's it for the National League West. And the 72 box, we've had a look at all the teams. So for the moment, we can put this box, put it away for the moment. And now that all 4 of the boxes are looked at, the next step is to kind of work on the Hot Stove League and talk about trades. And that's what the next series of videos will be about. Potential trades in the Carryover League. Alright, thanks for checking out all these videos. We'll see you next time.